Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Star Bazaar. This is your host, Turkish Delight, the most charming, most charismatic, and smoothest voice on the Battlefront. And today, we are going over the newly released community transmission for the Darth Tyrannus update. Let's check it out. First things first, we've got to go over the man behind the update himself, Count Dooku, and all of his abilities. He's described as a master duelist who can deflect lightsabers easier than others and is very dangerous up close. His three abilities are the same as the previously leaked abilities that were data mined: Lightning Stun, Expose Weakness, and Duelist. Let's go over each one real quick. Lightning Stun, though having stun in the name, doesn't sound like your typical stun ability. With this attack, Dooku unleashes a very quick lightning stun that throws enemies to the ground. The damage is reduced for every extra target it hits, up to a maximum of 5 targets. This reminds me a bit of the Emperor's Chain Lightning, which does make a lot of sense. It sounds like this ability is specialized for one target, but it's cool knowing that you can also hit a group with it. Expose Weakness is next, and this is the very first debuff ability introduced into Battlefront 2. It targets a single enemy and slows down their movements, makes them receive increased damage from all attacks, and highlights them for Dooku while the ability is active. If the target is defeated while the ability is active, its cooldown will instantly reset. I see this ability as a dark side counterpart to the Mind Tricks and can definitely see it being useful in heroes versus villains. His last ability is Duelist, and this ability begins by Dooku raising his saber to his face and then dropping it in his classic Duelist pose. This will increase Dooku's attack speed and lightsaber damage for a short time. While active, Dooku will change his attack sequence and begin dueling with one hand behind his back. This sounds visually incredible, and I can't wait to test it out. With these abilities, it sounds like Dooku is perfect for 1 versus 1 engagements, but isn't the best in a group. It is cool knowing that the leak for his abilities was accurate though, and I'm ready to try these out and see how Dooku stacks up. Dooku also has a unique feature in that he has an additional dodge compared to everyone else, and his dodges recharge faster than normal. Dueling him will be very interesting, to say the least. Moving on to his star cards, Dooku has increased health regeneration from Sith controlled, letting him recover more health when damaged. He also has a health on kill card called Rising Power, and I can see these two cards being used a lot in Galactic Assault. Finesse is a card that drains less stamina from Dooku when attacking and blocking, and his other cards all have to do with his abilities. Blind Spot gives Lightning Stun an increased area of effect, and Last Seconds increases its recharge rate, while at the same time reducing the range by a meter. Superiority will increase the active time of Expose Weakness on an enemy, and Dominance will increase damage dealt to the affected target. Then he has Masterful Duelist and Balanced Duelist for his Duelist ability. Masterful Duelist will increase the damage dealt while the ability is active, and Balanced Duelist reduces the recharge time of the ability. Dooku will be arriving in his default Sith Lord appearance and can be purchased for 35,000 credits from the collections menu. He will not be purchasable for crystals. This skin will be complete with his iconic cape, but some bad news in the skins department. Dooku's other skin, Dark Ritual, is being held off until January 30th, in time for a planned hotfix. It's only a week away, so it's not too bad, but after the news of the Coruscant Guard appearance being held off until February, it does come as a bit disappointing. That skin will cost 40,000 credits or 1,000 crystals, since it's being marked as an epic skin, so that should give you some time to save up if your credit broke after buying Dooku. The transmission goes over his voice lines, emotes, and victory poses too, which I won't go over here, but you're more than welcome to check it out on the transmission yourself. Besides Count Dooku, we are also getting Geonosis as a playable map on Blast, Heroes vs. Villains, and Arcade, letting players experience the new planet in a different way than we have before. The content features in this update are a bit lacking, but that is made up for by a huge amount of hero changes and bug fixes. I won't go over them all in this video, but I'll touch on some of the major things to take note of here. One of the big things is a fix to force powers not working when they're supposed to due to map geometry factors. Vader, Maul, Luke, Rey, Yoda, and Kylo should all have functioning abilities now, with even Iden's droid and Palpatine's Electrocute seeing improvements. Another huge item here is the problem with lightsaber blocks, where they wouldn't deflect attacks and shots sometimes. This has been fixed, and the block should now be working perfectly. There have also been a number of individual hero adjustments, such as a fix to Maul's choke throwing targets in random directions, and a fix to Han and Chewie's charge abilities being able to trigger a second time or more. Darth Vader can once again move targets around while choking them, and Kylo's Frenzy now has a lock-on mechanic. Frenzy will also now deal additional damage when Kylo has his Bloodlust card equipped, instead of increasing the number of hits like it did before. There are also a number of improvements to the maps and several quality of life improvements on a few game modes, which are too many to go over here, but the transmission will be linked down below in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. Unfortunately, unlike other transmissions about new heroes, we did not get a screenshot or video of Count Dooku this time around. The transmission has a disclaimer at the bottom addressing this and understanding it is not acceptable, so it's not like they're holding out or anything like that. Sounds like it just was not able to happen this time, but we'll be seeing the Count in the flesh sooner than we know. If he is releasing the same time as Obi-Wan and Grievous did, he should be arriving in just about 14 hours after this video goes live, so we really don't have long to wait now. If you're just as stoked for Dooku as me, feel free to tune back in this evening and join us as we stream a first look at him live right here at the Star Bazaar. That will wrap up this video though. If you like the coverage on the transmission, you know what to do with that like button, and also drop a comment letting me know your thoughts on the January update. That will do it from me though. This has been your boy, Turkish Delight, and I will see you all out on the battlefront. Peace. So when you hear me spitting, seeing me killing them with the venom in my lungs, I'll play the villain in their stats. I'm narrative delivering barrages and tearing down garages in the package to their brothers and fucking Masonic lodges. Now, never underestimate a great debater, hand and genius motivator who can foil mash through haters. A trump card, a die-hard eliminator, a dark horse with more force than Darth Vader.